Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Tasia, but you can also call me Tay, and welcome in. I'm so excited to have you here. So we are back. We are back on Gardenia. It has been quite a bit of time since I've been on this island, but I'm so excited to be back building on Gardenia. For those of you who are new, this is my secret garden themed island. And we are almost done with it, to be honest, you guys. We only have the secret garden left, and I only have a few big builds that will fit in the section of this island. So yeah, I'm really excited to show you guys. But before we get into it, I would greatly appreciate if you could like and subscribe. I would love to have you guys join this community that we are building here. But getting into what we're doing today, last time I was on this island really building anything, I think was when I created this secret garden entrance, but I also did at least one build in the secret garden area. But as you can see, I've kind of updated it since the last time you guys have seen this entrance area, and I just love it so much more. I think it's so much more whimsical, and I think you can really see the doors since they're pushed back a little more. And I just love how there's this whole like mini hidden walkway leading up to the gates. So I just love this whole vibe so much better. But once you head on through the gates behind this hedge wall is the area that we're building in. So here is the little space that we are building in today. We're going to be making kind of like a little courtyard moment. I thought that would be perfect to welcome you into the secret garden. But as I was showing you guys the area, I noticed that Sherb was kind of asking to leave the island, which I kind of just wanted to let him go, but the second I did it, I was actually kind of sad that he was officially leaving Gardenia. But you know, I kind of wanted to bring in someone new, and he wasn't originally the villager I had in mind for this island, so ultimately I was okay with letting him go. But as you can see, I already have a few inclines placed here as well as a bridge because I've already built out this area before. And I'm just rebuilding it for you all because I kind of just wanted to build it off screen first and kind of get a little vibe of how it would turn out. So yeah, that's that. So let's finally get building. Alright, as I mentioned, we're making kind of like a little courtyard moment once you enter the secret garden. So I'm starting with the pathing because this build is very pathing heavy. I feel like the pathing really defines the area that you're going to be walking around because this will also be a very tucked in little space, I guess. So in the center, I wanted to put a little gazebo, and because of that, I wanted to place some pathing along the bottom because I didn't want to just leave it plain with grass. I think having the stone pathing here would just elevate the build a little bit more. And as I mentioned, this is going to be a very tucked in, cozy kind of build, so I'm placing some trees and hedge fencing. I think throughout this whole island, I really want to incorporate a lot of hedge fencing and greenery. I just think that really gives off the whole garden type feel. So yeah, that's what I'm doing. And of course, to make it tucked in, I really wanted to close off the area with some of the castle items. So I'm going to be placing the castle walls and the castle arches and towers to frame off this area, and I'm also just lining them with the trees as well to bring in that whole green aspect. And the whole point is kind of you come in and you can go in either direction, either the left or the right of these walls. You'll be able to enter through the gates there. And I did this because I typically like to make my islands feel like a one kind of walkway loop to go around, so it's easier for you to navigate and you can't really get lost because there's only one direction to go. So once you explore all of the secret garden, you'll essentially end up right back here in this spot because you either start from the left or the right. So that's kind of why I have two little entrances here. So as I mentioned, I wanted to also incorporate some more of the hedge fencing. I'm kind of creating this little zigzag pattern. I thought that was a little bit fun. And I also wanted to mention that this build is heavily inspired by Tiger Lily ACNH on Instagram. She is seriously so talented. If you haven't checked her out on Instagram, I highly recommend it. She has made so many amazing elegant themed builds and islands. So if you're doing an elegant style island, I highly recommend going over there and checking her out for some inspo. And she did a little courtyard like this, kind of a very similar layout, but I kind of wanted to give it my own little flair and color scheme and style. So I'm just kind of using her build as a framework and making it my own. So for mine, I wanted to, like I mentioned, make a very pretty centerpiece. So I'm placing the gazebo here, and I also surrounded it with the topiaries and Turkey Day items. I just think that really adds to the whole elegant style. And this is kind of the build. I really love how you're able to see the flowers right in front of this build coming from the pergolas. I just think that's a really fun detail as well, and especially because they fit in with my color scheme. And lastly, as you can see, I'm adding in these diamond-shaped garden paths. I just think they add so much like personality and style to this build and really gives off that courtyard feel. Now I'm moving over to the left and the right sides of these walls. I'm just kind of filling it in with trees because I just want to use the trees to block you from really going anywhere that you shouldn't be. It kind of gives the idea that you don't need to explore past the trees, especially since the right side is right along the beach and the left side is going to lead up into an incline leading up to that next cliff. But now we're moving on to the back part of this build. This is the second layer, and this is where I have a little bridge moment. I'm going to be making this very, very symmetrical. So I'm just using 2 castle towers and placing some pathing as well. And I'm also going to place in some pink pergolas. I think those really add into the whole color scheme and just give it some more pretty detail as well. And even though I have this bridge here, you don't see it that well from the bottom of the build, but I just still thought it would be really nice to have here, and it'd be a fun detail. You really can't go anywhere when you go up here, but again, it's all kind of just for show, honestly. But I feel like that's kind of the point, because most secret gardens or just gardens in general have those very tucked in cozy places that are just really pretty to look at, even though they're kind of like a dead end and there's really nowhere to go. So yeah, that's essentially what this top layer is. So next I was kind of going back and forth between whether or not I wanted to use my stone pathing or the green pathing leading up to the inclines. I ultimately went with the stone because I think that just matches the castle walls much better and it gives it more of that elegant look, and I feel like it just shows you exactly where you should go, and it kind of just draws your attention a little bit more than the green path. So that's why I decided to place those there. And I just think it brings everything together. I think it's coming out so great, and I just love the look of it all. So the last little thing that I do is I go ahead and place in my incline here. This will lead to a little flower patch and the build that I did where I let my followers control my Instagram. So you guys, I'm going to go ahead and show you around the finished build. I'm so happy with how it came out. I think it's so whimsical, a perfect way to welcome you into the secret garden. This is my little courtyard area. What do you guys think? I feel like I could add a few little details on those Turkey Day stands, but let me know what you think I should put there. I haven't really decided yet. And here's a little wider angle view of the courtyard itself. I think this is so pretty, especially once I add in more builds behind and around this area. I think it will just be filled in even more, and I'm just so happy with how it all turned out. But also, you guys, I still really need to think about what time of day I'm going to set this island for the dream address. If you have any suggestions, let me know. Or if you see a time of day in any of my speed builds working on this island that you really like, let me know that as well. I'm still not really sure what kind of day I want to set it in, because the lighting in Animal Crossing can really change the look and feel of your island. So I really want it to have like a bright, whimsical vibe, but also kind of like a calming, relaxing morning. So I don't know, I feel like the mornings in Animal Crossing have a lot more blue tones to it, but I think I want a little bit more of a warmer kind of feeling because it is a very whimsical and elegant island. But that is the end for today's video, everyone. I truly hope you enjoyed it. I'm so excited to be sharing more of Gardenia with you guys. We are almost done with the island. There's only a few big spaces to build and it will be done. I'm so excited. But I hope you've enjoyed the first little taste of what this secret garden section of the island will look like. So with that, everyone, I hope you all have a lovely day or night, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!